All right, so I made over $200,000 this month in affiliate commissions, and I'm going to explain how I did it in this video. Probably one of the more important videos that I've shot in a while because this is the base behind what you need to succeed when it comes to this business. And this is very important, so make sure you stick with me if this is something that you're looking to seriously consider doing. So just a little bit of proof here. Here's one of my main programs I'm in where I made about 180 grand with this one. And again, that is commissions. That's not sales. That is commissions that I personally made. Here's another one where I made about 10,000 from these guys. And then there's a bunch of smaller ones out there where I've made, a little over 15, 20 grand all combined together. So, but those are the two big ones right there. Now, when it comes to affiliate marketing and internet marketing in general, one of the big mistakes people make is they think they're going to come in right away and get rich, and that's not going to happen no matter what you do. That's not the way that life works, let alone internet marketing. And look, I'm going to give you a step-by-step process as far as like little details I did to get these numbers, but it's important we talk about the big picture first, okay? I've been in this business since 2005, so I've been doing this about 20 years now. That has to do with these commissions I'm making, but the bigger part to it is over those 20 years, I've chipped away. Okay, so what I mean by that is people look too much at the small scale. Okay, we're in a society today where everyone wants everything right now. Everything is so on demand. You want food, you got fast food like that. It's everywhere. You want a movie, you got an on-demand movie. Everything's quick. So it's kind of reprogrammed our minds, a lot of the society, that you're going to get quick results. And that's not the way that this type of success works. You're not going to get quick results with these type of results by coming in just doing a little bit of work. So a lot of people, they come in and they work for a month and they make nothing, and they're like, "What? I've been doing this for a month and I've made nothing. This is a waste of time." That's the big mistake. You got to look at the bigger picture. Okay. When I came in 2005, I made nothing for my first year or two. I mean, literally every day I was on my computer, I was working, my friends were out. I'd kind of get, they would poke at me, but like, what are you doing with that nerdy computer stuff, typing around whatever you're doing while we're out having fun. And now it's paid off because I always had this vision from back in that time that all these little things I'm doing are adding up. Okay. And that's really what's led, like, the biggest part to my success is I've chipped away every day. I'm chipping away a little bit, and I look at it that way. So when I go in and I do a day of work and I get nothing out of it up front, I'm okay with that because I know in the long run it's chipping away. I'm building, right? Every little day I'm building. Even if you don't see those wins right away, you're still building the blocks you need to succeed later on. So that's the first thing that people need to be aware of is when you're going for success, whether it's in internet marketing or affiliate marketing or anything in life, you have to look at the bigger picture. And part of that is realizing that the beginning stages are going to be a little bit painful in terms of you're going to put in a lot of work and you're not going to get much back for it, at least up front. That's going to stack up later on. But if you stick with it, it really pays off. Understand that over 99% of people are going to quit when it comes to something like this. They're going to get a month in, 2 months in, 3 months in, 6 months in, not see the results they wanted in that time frame. They're going to lose patience and they're going to quit. That is the biggest factor for success when it comes to not just this business, but anything in life. Just keeping at it, keeping that vision in mind. You got to remember why you started, right? People, they get all gung ho about getting started. I'm going to, build this life I want where I can travel and work on my computer when I want and set my own schedule. And it's all fresh in their mind when they start. But as time moves on and it gets harder and they don't see the results they want quick enough, well, that reason why they started really starts to fade. I want to go out with my friends. I want to watch TV. I want to do this and that. And the whole reason they started fades out of their mind because they're taken off track by getting frustrated by not getting the results they want quick enough. So always keep that in mind. You have to keep chipping away each day. Now, a big part of that, I've talked about this in another video, is setting smaller goals. People just set one big goal a lot of times, and it's like, okay, I want to make $1 million a year, right? Okay, well, that's a big goal. It may take you 3 years, 5 years to get to that goal. So when people get 3 months in, they're not to that $1 million goal, they don't have any boxes to check off. So the dopamine from checking off those boxes or meeting little goals isn't ever met. So you need to break down your goals into sections. So, for example, big goal, make $1 million a year. That can be like a 3 year, 3 to 5 year goal. Smaller goal, okay, I want to make 100 grand a year from this. That can be like a 1 year thing or a 1 to 3 year thing. Under that, maybe a 6 month goal is to start making 10 grand a year, right? You have to break your goals down, and even goes into daily goals. So in my daily goals, I know what I need to accomplish: this, and this. Okay, I need to build this website. I need to order this content. I need to build these links. Those are my daily goals. Break your goals down into sub things. Okay, you have daily goals, you have weekly goals, monthly, yearly, and then long time frame. If you don't do that and you just have the bigger goals, you don't have the building blocks to get to those bigger goals. So when I check off my daily boxes, it feels really good because I know, especially now that I've been in it for a while, when I check those daily goals, it's moving me towards the weekly goals, which moves me towards the monthly, which moves me towards the yearly, which moves me towards the long term, right? I'm building my way up. And I almost look at it as a game, right? I'm playing a game that's real life. And each day that I'm chipping away and outworking everyone, I'm building my blocks to get to where I want to get to. So you have to look at it from a little different perspective of, oh, I'm not making $1 million a year yet 3 months in, or I'm not doing this 3 months in. No, just focus on the little stuff because the big stuff follows. When I talked about this $165,000 commission I made in one of my last videos, remember, I almost didn't review the company that made me this sale. I almost didn't do it because I was like, they're a smaller company. I just kind of want to watch Netflix right now because I have a TV in my office, and sometimes when I'm doing busy work, I'll turn on the TV and just kind of have that in the background. That day I was kind of feeling lazy. I was watching a little more TV than working. I was like, nah, I can't. I got to review this company. Who cares if they're small? I'm going to do it anyways. And look what happened. That's a little building block. Today, that goal, that mini building block was just getting one of the building blocks was getting the review of that company done. Okay, now I got to it and I was almost like, I can almost skip this one, but I didn't. And look what that led to a year and a half later. A year and a half after I did that review, a 1 point, at 1 point, whatever $1 million sale came in, or two, I forget what the sale was, but $165,000 commission came in from something I did a year and a half ago. That was a bigger part of a small building block that I did. So when you're setting your goals, break them down into smaller sections. You got your sub goals and you work your way all the way up to your big goals. Each day, you should be checking off little goals. That will help you get to your bigger goals, all right? So very important for like the macro stuff as far as how I hit this, this number. And this is a pretty good number. Keep in mind that this is actually a downtime for precious metals. It's starting to pick up a little bit, but some of my best months I've done like $600,000 in commission. So this isn't like a ton, but it is a bigger month as far as recently because it's been very slow for the last 6 to 12 months just because of the economy and all that type of stuff. But I want to talk a little bit about the macro first, like the big picture, because before you get into the skill set for what you need to make these types of numbers, you got to get the macro stuff down, right? You got to stop thinking so long term and just break it down to smaller stuff and chip away at those little goals. And when I check off my boxes for that day and I get those things done, it feels really good. Even when I'm home and I'm doing laundry or whatever, people are like, I don't want to do the laundry. I'm like, I do, because when I'm done the laundry, it's going to feel good. Right? When you're done, when you do something, you accomplish something, it's a dopamine hit. It feels good. So that's what I focus on. I don't focus on, I don't want to do this. I focus on how I'm going to feel when I'm done it. Same thing with working out. When I go to do a workout and I don't feel like doing it, I don't focus on how bad I don't want to do it. I focus on how I'm going to feel after I do the workout. So I just do it. And then when I'm done, I feel great. Not any different here when it comes to business. Stop focusing so much on how you feel while you're doing it. Focus on, okay, I'm going to feel really good when it's done. That needs to be your focus, and then break things down into sub goals. All right, that's the macro picture. Now, when it comes to the micro picture, as far as like what do I need to do these numbers with internet marketing, first of all, the site that I used, as I have been telling you guys for years now, go get age domains. It was an age domain that has somewhat power. I think I spent 2 to 4 grand or something like somewhere in that range. Has like 1,000 referring domains, maybe even a little more. So it had a good base of power. So I put up my age domains, and I have tons of videos, by the way, in my on my YouTube channel, totally free. Or you can check out my age domain course where I do an over the shoulder on Greg Morrison Media. Whatever you want to do is fine. But I get these age domains and they're pre-powered, so it saves me a lot of time and money. This age domain that I bought, let's say I got it for 3 grand, it's probably in that range. I spent 3 grand on it, but there's really probably over $1 million in links built to it. So people have problems spending 3 grand on a domain, but what they fail to see is the big picture, right? Kind of similar to our goal thing, where yeah, I'm spending 3 grand up front, which is a lot more than a $12 new domain, but you're getting like millions of dollars worth of links. Also, the time it's going to save you to build up a site and all that additional money is like, it's like why wouldn't you get that, right? That's why I always preach when it comes to an age domain, don't worry as much about the price you're paying. Now, of course, you don't want to overspend. You don't want to spend, 30 grand on a site like that where you're taking too much risk. If you can get a site like that for 3 grand, where it has millions of dollars worth of links in a niche you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in commission, why wouldn't you do that? So, big mistake people make is when they look for age domains, they're looking for like the best deal, right? They'll have an age domain that has like 100 referring domains, which will go for like 1,000. Then you have one maybe like 1,000 referring domains that goes for 5,000, and they're like, I'm gonna go with the 100 one because it's only $1,000. What they fail to see is the $5,000 one is 10 times more powerful, with probably over $1 million worth of links more than the 100 domain one, right? Then the 100 domain one, you're going to need to build a lot more power and spend a lot more time building that site up to where the 1,000 referring domain one is, right? So when it comes to your age domain, stop trying to be cheap. That's one place you don't want to be cheap, and you want to spend the money up front because you want to get as much power as you can pre-built. It's one of the reasons I've been able to rank so well in the precious metals niche is I have a lot of pre-built power with my age domains. Okay, so you want that pre-built power, you build your pages, and then you start doing other stuff from there. So what other stuff do I do? Well, there's a lot of stuff I do, but one of the main things I want to talk about is linking because that's a big question I get. How do you link to your pages? When it comes to age domains, you don't have to really like build a base like you do with a brand new domain, right? You don't have to build like a whole bunch of branded anchor text and people say like pillow it and that type of stuff. You can actually be pretty aggressive. So one of the things I do when it comes to my age domains is for some pages, I'll send PBN links directly to a page with keyword anchor text right away, and it will shoot that page right up. I'm able to do that because I have that pre-built domain authority with an age domain. Then I send a really strong PBN link to a page with an exact match anchor text, and it shoots that term right up a lot of times. And if you want to learn about PBNs, I also have free videos on the channel. Go check it out. I think I have a whole series, like 6 video series. Then I have more advanced stuff on Greg Morrison Media if you like the beginner stuff. But PBN links are extremely powerful, and I teach some, stuff that no one else really teaches with PBNs with how to make them work really well. Okay. But what I want you to know is when it comes to your linking, if you're doing an age domain, you can be a lot more aggressive, right? You can send PBN style links right away to a page with no links with keyword anchor text. Now, I also will mix in QGP links. Okay. And if you're not a member of QGP, I don't know why anyone's not using this. If you're ordering backlinks, like guest posts, niche edits, anything like that, and you're not using QGP, you're out of your mind. Last video I did, I compared them to Hoth and like Fat Joe. There's nowhere out there even close to QGP. Okay, these guys are on a whole different level, and I've showed you guys what they have inside. They have all different ways where you can filter your links through different type of metrics, by traffic, by domain rating. They have, footprint tracking to make sure you don't get the same sites. They have, you can put in reverse sink or swim. I explain all this in other videos, but this service here is just so underrated. I don't know how this hasn't absolutely blown up yet. This is one of my main tools as well. I'll use this to link to certain pages as well. Sometimes I use keyword anchor text. Sometimes I'll use branded anchor text. So let's say that I'm going, and by the way, if you're not a member of QGP, If you go sign up and use the coupon code Greg, you get 20% off your first order. You can go to QGP.com or there's a link in the description below. But when you place your orders or when you're sending links to your pages, it depends on how competitive the term is. A lot of the times what I do is I'll set up my pages and I'll see where the page lands, right? So let's say I have like a company review. And company review, without any links at all, just from the power of my age domain, lands at number 8. Okay. In that case, I'm probably sending a PBN link right away with keyword anchor text. And a lot of the times I can move myself up to the top 3 spots doing that, depending on how competitive the top 3 are. Now, if I send one PBN link and it gets, let's say, like number 4, from there I'll send a QGP link. And I might send 1 or 2. And I'll do like some branded anchor text and I'll give it a month or 2 and let it sit and see how the reaction is. From there, if I know it's a competitive term or if I know it's a profitable term, then I send maybe another PBN link from there, right? With pretty aggressive keyword anchor text. So a lot of the times with my age domains, I'm sending a PBN link pretty early on, like one of the first 2 links. A lot of the times it's the first link or at least the second link. Now, if it's not the first link, I'll send a QGP link, and it'll be more of a branded anchor text. I use QGP for a lot more branded anchor text stuff or long tail anchor text. And then my PBN links are usually like very aggressive keyword anchor or small variations of it. And that's really my linking strategy for getting my pages to rank when it comes to SEO. So, if you guys want me to expand on this, this video is already, how far in are we? All right, we're 16 minutes in. If you want me to expand on it, just let me know like what you want me to cover because I can cover anything. Just I don't want to make too much more than a 20-minute video. But understand like the most important part of all this is the macro, right? It's those small goals and building your way up and looking at things through a different perspective. That's how you win. A lot of people in SEO are way smarter than me, like way smarter. Like they'll talk about SEO and they'll talk about advanced things. I'm like, kind of look at them like, what the hell is this guy talking about, right? And I've been doing SEO for 20 years, and they can talk circles around me when it comes to technical SEO, like talking about SEO and like just so smart with like understanding certain aspects of the technical stuff that like the very difficult stuff. Whereas me, I'm like, duh, like, what the hell are they talking? I'm like an idiot when it comes to that, right? I'm very simple, but that's great news for the hard workers because being simple and being, not as maybe technically smart can sometimes be an advantage because sometimes things aren't that complicated. Okay. Sometimes it's just putting in the work and executing the simple stuff very well. And that's really where I've gotten my success from. I've outworked a bulk of the SEO community over 20 years. That people quit and they die off and they run into hurdles and they stop. I never stop. I just don't stop. I keep chipping away every single day. That's one of my superpowers. One of my downfalls is I'm not that smart. I'm really not. Like I'm not technically smart. It's tough for me to learn things. Takes me a long time, but I will not quit and I will not ever like I just won't stop and I'll keep chipping away and I'm a workhorse, right? That's my superpower. So if you can start implementing more of that in your game plan and chip and set it up in a way where you can accomplish things, not just setting one big goal, but breaking down to very small goals, daily, weekly, monthly, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and mark it off when you get them done. That is like the biggest part to this stuff. The second part I talked about, like the linking and the age domains, that's going to come. That comes over time. That comes from, okay, today I need to learn more about age domains. Today I need to learn a little bit more about how to do my anchor text. Tomorrow I need to learn more about, okay, maybe a little bit of on page. Like you chip away. And some of this stuff where you're like, what the hell is he talking about? Well, how do I do this? How do I do that? You accomplish that by marking off those daily goals. Okay, I don't know what he's talking about here, so I need to go figure this out. That's tomorrow's plan. I don't know what he's figuring out with this either. That's next week's plan because that's a bigger one, right? Take things you don't understand, set a goal for it, right? Okay, I need to look into this. I need to understand it. Accomplish it within a certain time period. Mark it off when you're done. And you will be surprised, you'll be amazed at the difference between the results you get, right? Now, if there's anything else you guys want me to talk about as far as macro or just the minor stuff like linking or, interlinking or anchor text, whatever it is you want. Let me know and I'll cover it. But I thought this would be a cool, different style video to kind of just go over this from a different approach because so many people just focus on, okay, what does my anchor text need to be and how do you do this and that? Well, that's learned through just having a longer term mindset and just having those smaller goals in place. All right. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you soon.